Hello everyone, welcome back to the Curator Shelf. And yes, you are joining me on another cold wintry day in Brussels. We are 2 weeks before the solstice. 2 weeks? I think what is it? It's like, if today's the 3rd, I can't count. We're about 2.5 weeks before the solstice, right? And I just love it when we cross into the point where the light just gets more in the sky. I need that. I really, really need that. Like, oh my God, no, because I like to run in the mornings, and when I'm waking up and it's dark, it's just like, oh my God, how am I going to do a run now? And of course, when it's bright, even if it's cold, it just helps. But look, you know, I love the seasons. I love the fact that we are a few weeks before like that hibernation point is at its maximum. I know in the Southern Hemisphere, you're all getting ready for barbecues probably. I used to have a friend many years ago living in Tasmania, and it was just amazing because she was the one that opened my eyes up to the fact that she was like, oh, I'm so glad. This is like, I don't know, 15 years ago, but she said once, like, she was like, I'm so glad over in Australia we have proper Christmas cards now. And I was like, what? And she goes, well, yeah, like, we don't want Christmas cards with like snow scenes, like that doesn't even represent us. And when she said that, it made so much sense. And, you know, like for what I understand, where the way she lives basically is like they have barbecues on Christmas Day. So that sounds like a lot of fun. But anyway, without further ado, I am doing Vlogmas day 3 and day 4 today. And I had an exchange with Nancy from over at Paper Moon Tarot that this is just a lot of fun watching each other's videos and just that spirit and reading the comments below and you know, listening to your takes as well on what cards you like. So yeah, so I'm having a lot of fun with this. So Brian from Papa Squirrel, whose challenge this is, he asked us 2 questions. Well, sorry, 1 question per day, 1 prompt per day. Day 3 is, what is your favorite card in the deck and why? And day 4 is, what is your least favorite card in the deck and why? So these are being coupled together because there's another video coming out tomorrow. And I didn't want to do an overkill on a prompt a challenge that I want to do. So yeah, so today I'm just bundling up the Vlogmas. So this was a bit weird for me because I am not so extreme on favorite cards and least favorite cards, because, and I know this sounds really corny, but I just see life as like this continuum of events. Like, I've gone through moments in my life where like it feels like I'm in a waiting period, I'm in suspension, I'm like really, really annoyed and angry. It sounds actually right now like it's like that, but you know, and then things have changed and I want things to change. Like, I'm a real Tower girl. I'm like a real like, let's just shake it up and make things happen kind of thing. And then things have happened, and then I've looked back and realized that that period where I was in the waiting, that chrysalis period, that hibernation, so much of growth happened there. So I'm not somebody that has these very strong likes and dislikes, because the whole 78 cards for me are representations of moments in life, like not just big moments but small moments. And I've learned a lot in those days where I thought nothing was happening, like a lot. So I don't know how to put it, but I don't have such strong views on like it's all about this card or something, because yeah, so anyway, I've already just mentioned that. So I will go on and as I'm rabbiting on and just show you, oh God, I'm dropping everything. Just show you the cards that I picked for today. So the first one that I picked for, like, let's start off with my least favorite cards, which would be day 4's prompts. And the cards that I picked, the first one was, and this one really annoys me, it's the 7 of Pentacles, or the 7 of Coins. So I'm using the Thoth Tarot here, which is, it's labeled as failure here. Not great. Not sure I quite agree with failure, but that's the key word here. So, and then I'm using here the Animal Totem by Lisa Robertson, which is a beautiful deck. This will be my review for the end of the month if anybody's interested. This is my monthly, this is my deck for the month basically for December. But yeah, so here's the 7 of Pentacles here, and then this is from Vision Quest. And it says depletion. So it's not exactly a fun set of cards. I know in the Rider-Waite-Smith, it's like the guy that's waiting for, like, you know, the fruit from the tree or whatever. And the reason why I say it is what I've just described. It's a card of patience and waiting, and you're kind of like, meh. Now, I have seen some great representations of this particular card in other decks. Like I think the Everyday Witch, it looks really amazing. Like the Everyday Witch for me makes every card look great. So if I want to have a deck where every card feels like a buzz, I actually have to pick up the Everyday Witch. But you know, that's not what this is about. So overall representation though, it is a 7 of coins, which makes me go, okay, yeah. And yeah, so that describes that kind of energy. And the other card that I personally am just not a huge fan of, and it's back from the Minor Arcana again actually as well, is the 3 of Wands. Now here it is. Now in the Thoth deck, the 3 of Wands is Virtue, but over here on Vision Quest we've got Integrity, which I think is a really different way of seeing it. I like that actually. It's 3 of Fire here, and of course here 3 of Wands is this woodpecker, and Lisa Robertson actually says a lot about this one, about, you know, about waiting for, like knocking on the right door. So it's an interesting card, right? It's about like setting off on that journey, knowing which entrance, which gateway we're going through, you know, being very conscious of like the next step, looking over at that landscape from the Rider-Waite-Smith. But I personally, these are very pippish, I've just realized, I've picked very pippish decks today. But what, or as is it Sylvain says, pips with feelings. I quite like that. But you know, what I actually find this card, it's again a little bit similar energy to me for like the 8 of coins, so sorry, 7 of coins that I just showed you, which is kind of like, it's a little bit of like, you know, in the Rider-Waite-Smith, which is where originally my slight resentment comes from, I just want to push the guy into like taking the journey. I'm like, just get on with it. Like, you know, it's almost like sometimes I feel like some of these cards, like the 7 of Earth, the 7 of Coins, or the 3 of Wands, even though they're not, they feel a little bit like filler cards. And I do know some processes of certain sets of principles and so forth that some of us might study, where it actually is very clear that there are like filler parts of the process because they needed something to buffer it basically. And sometimes I feel like these cards are a little bit more of like a buffer rather than there's something going on. But saying that, I think I just need to delve into these cards a bit more. I think there will be a lot in them. They'll be very, very rich. It's just me with my kind of like, I needed least favorite cards, right? So these are the ones I picked. But like I always say, like these cards, even then, they are very, very important when I look into my life of like decisions made and starting off and, you know, am I going in the right direction? So when I look at those moments, they weren't small moments. They taught me a lot in my life. They taught me also, my own integrity, or my own learning of integrity, or my own confusion sometimes, or self-doubt. That's another word that comes to mind, self-doubt. And when I look at the 7 of Pentacles, if I just pick that up again from these, when I look at the 7 of Pentacles, it says here depletion, and in here it says failure. But for me, it always reminds me sometimes, the 7 of Pentacles, of patience and believing, even when we don't see the fruits of the labor, to just know that they're coming, you know, just to trust that the materials that I need to work on something will happen. They will appear. But you know, in this one, it's quite shadowy actually here, right? Like failure and depletion, and even in the Animal Totem tarot from Lisa Robertson, you know, that is that a reindeer? Is that an antelope? Is really just waiting, you know, for those pentacles to drop. So it just gives me a lot of food for thought, these cards. And again, like I said, they're not really actually like ones that I hate or anything like that, because I just don't have that with the tarot. You know, what can I say? I like all the cards. I do have some favorites though. Now I had to really stop myself, because I think Brian would have just been like, please, like you can't do another 10 card thing. So I just picked 2 again for like the ones that I do really like. And the first one that always comes to mind, because she's followed me this year, I think next year will probably, if you ask me the same question again next year, it'll be different. But the one that's really followed me around this year is definitely the Queen of Wands. I feel like she's been stalking me, and the King of Wands slightly as well. But I absolutely love the Queen of Wands. She's just so majestic. The Wands the ones who initially when I learned the tarot cards were the ones that I least understood, and now they're the ones that I feel fully kind of, well, they're all in my being, but the one's energy I absolutely love. And here she is from the Vision Quest. This is Mother of Fire. That's so beautiful. Like, yeah, I feel like strength when I see her, which is basically, I think, what it is. And here she is, the majestic lioness. Oh God, she's so beautiful. So, yeah, this was the card that I had to pick for the ones that I love. But, you know, like I say again, like, they're favorites, but still, it's difficult. You know, another one that I absolutely love, which I haven't picked because I just couldn't pick them all, was like Nine of Coins. I absolutely love the Nine of Coins. I mean, I am a Virgo rising. I mean, what more can you say? Being a Virgo rising really is about owning your own land, your own territory. So, but I think also this lioness really sums it up for me very well. And the other one is basically, you know, when we do the way of like knowing your tarot card, if you added up all your years, your birthday, whatever, like I did that for a bit of fun. And it's really strange. It came out with the card, which I absolutely love, of the Major Arcana. And that has to be none other than the Devil. I absolutely adore the Devil card. My mother's a Capricorn, so I've always been fascinated with Capricorns because, yeah, she's very earthy. And I'm not. I'm more the Virgo and the Scorpio, so it's a mutable energy. There's some fixed, but it's more mutable, icy. And for me, the Capricorns are real kind of like that fiery earth. You know, they're the volcanic earth, and they really work hard. I mean, so this is it from the Thoth deck. I find this a very interesting card. I absolutely love it. I would love to pick it apart one day. I mean, I have been studying it, but I love videos on the Thoth deck, and I've loved it when they've picked this one apart. Of course, here she is in the animal totem, or he, however you want to say it, he or she. This is the Devil. It's all about being trapped, right? Are you going to get yourself trapped? I love how Lisa Robertson talks about the Devil. She doesn't make the Devil that dark. It's more about questioning our choices and who really traps who. So I just love that. She really sums up the Devil well for me in that sense. And here it is from Vision Quest, Torment. We bind ourselves. Yeah, just gorgeous. And look at that rainbow that he's looking at. So it really, for me, just also reminds me of the fact that we are looking at bliss, we're looking at color in our lives, we're looking at possibilities, we're looking at peace, and yet I'm tied to a pole. Done so well. So yeah, so one of my favorite cards is the Devil. This is long enough for today, so I'm going to stop right here. Thank you for joining me. I will be back tomorrow with the challenge if you want to join in. I wish you a lovely weekend if I don't see you before then. And yeah, have a good evening. Bye now.